Solo il sangue mira, mai di fretta, veniamo con calma. Solo il sangue spinge.
It's funny because I just put this on. What happened the other week? Man, I just put this on just this morning. About what happened on the 23rd of June, and what's interesting is that I thought both my nephews, but one of my nephews was in the shopping centre as well. My sister had got a phone call, and they, I thought it was both of them, but it was one of them with his mates, and they'd been held. They got kept in a bowl at one of the shops. I can't remember, and it was like I held them. My sister rang to try and got there to pick, to collect them. It's like an emergency. This, people with weapons, blah blah. And I think Angie was told by the parent officers, no, there's no one in there or something like that. And she was like, no, they're in there because they've rang me on the phone. And, as she straight and picked him up and oh, good, sweet. I unbeknownst to me, they were, I didn't know they were there at the same time until afterwards. And I didn't know I didn't know anything about it. I just was turning up to, I was just getting some scratch paper to do with it, and I was going for nut like bugger all. But the point is, it was obvious to me, very, straight, early, straight away, certainly. I'm trying not to do the thing, the wrong thing. And in retrospect, to me, it was, see, look, I know, this is as it happened. It was bloody fake. It didn't make any sense. It just didn't make sense, and I think it's because when things are unnatural or a consequence of fakery or something with a limited ability to create, is what I see. And so that's why they plan things out and try to and it's just there's a it's not organic. Similar situation is not organic. It stands out in a number of ways. It's just that, I don't know, maybe they hope that we've watched so many movies and TV shows at this point that we can't tell the difference. And perhaps that is, well, I think you'd argue that is the case. A lot of what I see, all the mines floating around the place. For whatever, regardless, I haven't watched TV for a while, and whatever reason, it seemed obvious to me, but that's, a lot of things, it's not the only thing like that. And the story I just kind of have, so I just put this on, and I had a sense, and then my sense was correct, and my old dear's pulls in the drive, but, and I've seen my mum and nephews come down, and I'd just been thinking about him earlier, but anyhow. And I thought he had been in the thing, but so I was like, come and have a look at this. He wasn't actually in there, it was his brother. And so I was just like, check this. And I was just showing him. He's young, and he's like, well, it must have been. It must have been. It must have known what was going to happen. It's like, he's exactly right, mate, exactly. And he's like, well, tell my other one. Okay, who happened to be in the car. And I was like, oh, I can't tell. And anyhow, they're on the way to go do something, blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of funny, because there are no circumstances in the jar they're wandering around in. It's the same jar that brain is to be found in a sense. So I was just watching again because of that. Not because of that. It happened to be. Then they just left, and I just walked in, and I'm like, no. So I haven't looked into this because, frankly, it's Dodgers, and it's just this. As I just was watching it again there in the background, had to look up, and I'm like, and then this is what I'm documenting now. Whether I'm doing it with it, well, we'll find out. So the story they had good to go, and I was just saying I'll pause the thing, but you just keep seeing the same thing popping up, right? Boys armed with batons, and they're police batons, by the way, mind you. So I think we should probably ban police. That seems to be the appropriate measure. From my perspective, they're the ones committing the violence, certainly, that I've felt, and I was hit with that. I only learned that in the apparent court that I was seeing it through a screen, bleeding, admittedly, through being assaulted by these motherfuckers that came into my home. And then they actually said in the thing, they hit me with a police baton, they called it an extendable baton. I was like, that made sense with my arm, because it's still got a bloody thing. You still see a vein sticks out from that arm. I thought they'd broken it. I didn't know they hit me with a baton. I was getting hit a lot in my own hallway after they broke through my front screen, having read the trespass sign and said, well, just a bunch of case law. All right. Well, you're 320 now. They've been told this is what happened. I need to pull my finger out and go down the trespass path and, yeah, let that be the next time I mention batons. But it's come up again here. Originally I was like, oh, they keep saying it's the wording, right? And it might have been just before this particular story. I was just scrolling through and I went, oh, yep. Okay, so they want to bring in some legislation to make anyone under the age of 18 have to produce identification, etc., yada yada, before they're allowed to buy a knife, or a baton, or anything that can be considered a weapon. Where the truth is, anything can be a bloody weapon. We've learned that more times than I care to. Discern. In fact, I don't know. I'm trying to stop the thing. It's hard because it began as a coping mechanism, and it's all right. It's helpful. It's just it's great. I'd like to just choose not to do it is just as important as choosing to do it or no choice. And I'm saying it gives me the shit sometimes. All right, just spit this out. So yeah, you'll say at some point I'm calling it now because it was the wording, and it's not this particular article. It's whatever. It's one of the other ones. To demonstrate, I'm just saying it as it was flicking through, and I saw that, and just these articles were in place. Right, that was the point of one of the points that I had just happened to discover when I thought I better upload that actual real time event that I had rolled into, and then as I not only just put this on as far as this Google bit, right, to just for some context, because I had gotten home and having to have watched the news while having dinner. That my mother did. That's when they're like, oh, it was batons. It was youth with batons. It was a bit, making a big song and dance over the fallacious flag that had already been implanted. With limited substance. They try to make it substantial. They try to make it real, but that's the thing. You're faking things. Well, it's like even reenactments of things. I mean, that's true. But these are like, I don't know, they're poorly acted. I'm stopping because I'm going off into these things again. These are already in place. Anyhow, that's 22nd of June, right? It's the day before. Right, happened on the 23rd of June. 22nd of June, in Cache, right? They already had this article. Just to spell it right out, this Australian Broadcasting Corporation on the 22nd of June 2024 in their Cache, which meant good to go, documented in fact, ready to show. Oh, this is the terrible news emergency event that's just happened. Freak the fuck out. Get everyone talking about it. So then when we push this legislation through, we've created the need for it, and you'll be like, oh, thank you. That's the same ridiculous cycle, the pattern that's been going on for a long time. Long time. It's but if you're stuck in the Babylon mind of the TV bullshit and all the nonsense that's been spat out without any context or understanding of or insight into the shit that's been spewed out, you'll be, oh yeah, okay, thank you, please, thank you for saving us from these terrible under 18 youths with weapons, knives, batons that terrorise and shut down all of Westfield Marion. Oh, even if you're like, oh, all the shops that lost business, all of this, all of that, all that, it's creating fear. It's the same old, same old nonsense been flowing around here for a long time. But yeah, that may have been what I was. And I hadn't done the advanced search yet, by the way. I just popped it in for context. Yeah, this is what they're saying. And I had just noticed as I'd done that, I was like, hang on, that says 22nd of June.
Yeah, but everyone seems to be leaving.
And I'm like, oh, that's right.
I've heard knives.
They're still doing it like that. They've gotten lazy. I think they'd stopped doing that, or maybe, maybe they hadn't. Or maybe I'd have stopped looking at that. But every one of these fallacious, flown blags that are done, it's how they do it. I've demonstrated a number of times. I had my mother screaming at me years ago, going, "No, that's not what you have. That's the website. It's the website. You're looking at dodgy websites." My sister, okay, all right, they're all just dodgy websites, are they? That's the freaking. Oh, well, maybe I can't argue with them. They are dodgy websites. It's just they're the ones that are getting spat out of the news media, propagandised, same old plight. Few minds have seen it, know it, show it, and. Yeah, still here.
Yep, you're good.
Watching the same bullshit, going, fuck, we're never leaving here. It's so clear. It's transparent, see-through, to the point.
You're good.
Yeah, the others are like, where? What? You mean here? No, it's you. You're the problem. You're the black sheep, not the
No, it's all right.
uniform-wearing, mind-controlled governmental heap of shit that we've been force-fed for since God knows when.
Yep, you're good.
Before I got here, maybe instead.
No worries.
And I'm shut. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Shutting up. But I hadn't done the advanced search yet, which then exposed. Yeah, okay, more so, because the truth, you know what, it makes itself known, and perhaps the freaks or misguided peeps that pull this type of nonsense know that in heaps. Perhaps we're like, oh, they've got to show that they're looking for plausible deniability. It's a karma thing. They need to show you what they're doing so that your consent is silence is consent. Yada yada. I don't know, that may be part of it. I'm adding to that, and I'm saying, well, in fact, it's more of a. It's looking to me more of a universal concept of, well, yeah, what's real will hold fast. The truth, the truth makes itself known. It wants to be shown. Hard to hide the truth, and that perhaps in ways explains the fear that's overwhelming from those that know this, and they're like, shit, it's near the parasite within them, or the parasite they are, or the AI machine of fuck knows. Wondering how long I can keep men and women's minds in the jar. Not forever, not indefinitely. Seems a long time to me at this point, but that's at this part of the ride. But the truth, the truth makes itself known. It cannot be hidden indefinitely or for infinity, and it's evidently shown to the point where a lot of us are like, it's glowing. It's like, what, you're trying to cover that? You're gonna need a big you're gonna need a bigger cover. You're gonna need a lot more darkness. I don't think it's possible you know that, and I'm just fine, so I'm talking shit as I go, and keep saying that, but the truth, it makes itself known. yeah, perhaps less credit needs to be given, or should be going to, oh, it's the fucking psychos doing it. They show it. They just want to. They do it, so they do it, and yeah, well, they do it because, well, we're still giving them too much credit. Yeah, in many ways, giving them too much credit. It's not them. It just, yeah, you can't just, yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, the truth will set you free. It's coming through, and it's pretty hard to not see. Yeah, gonna stop talking. Dry mouth. Situational. Why and how, I don't know. But truth. Yeah, well, I found out. But that's part of this. Part of the show. Yeah, that's part of the show, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. 22nd of June, just, yeah, whatever. Probably should have just. Doesn't matter, I've already shown the whole fucking thing. I just started to notice it. Just to labour the point, spell it out. Yeah, it's not difficult to check and see. And these other ones come up. 22 June, 22 June's, alright. And it's not the time difference from UK to there. Anyhow, check it yourself if you want. You don't have to. That's not bye. Bye now.